On this week's episode, I talk about my top 3 go-to supplements to help the body fight inflammation naturally. Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the Lifestyle Construction Show. I want to start off by reminding everyone that we have a free introductory class coming up this Thursday evening, the 14th at 6:30 p.m. Please click the link below to make sure and reserve your spot now. I also want to tell you about some very exciting changes will be coming up for the Lifestyle Construction program over the next several weeks. Some improvements, some things that we've come up with that we think are going to make things even better for the folks who go through the program and who are watching the shows and things. So we're excited about that. Please, as always, remember to like us on Facebook, share this episode with people, subscribe to our YouTube channel, help us to get this life-changing information out. Today's show, I'd like to talk about a common problem that I see on a weekly basis over and over and over, and it's conditions that are related to inflammation. Inflammation is a key component of many of the diseases that we suffer with as Americans today. Over 125 million Americans suffer from diseases that are related to inflammation and inflammatory issues going on in their system and in their bodies. Things like autoimmune diseases such as MS, Crohn's, stomach issues, colitis, IBS, arthritis, allergies even, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, all have an inflammatory component. So there's inflammation going on in the body when we have these diseases. So there are natural ways and things that we can do within the foods that we eat and the things that we drink that can help the body reduce the inflammation naturally, what we would call natural anti-inflammatories. So I just want to talk about a few tips for you to help reduce your inflammation through your food and drink, and then I want to show you my top 3 go-to supplements that I recommend weekly for these inflammatory issues. The first thing that I saw this week were several people came in and talked about they had gout, which is a high uric acid buildup in the joints. And it's a very painful condition because it creates inflammation in a joint tissue, typically the toes or the elbow maybe, or an ankle or fingers. And it can be very, very painful. One of the things that I want to talk about that creates the environment for this inflammation in our bodies can be the foods that we eat. So the top 2 categories that I want to talk about tonight that would be very good for us to avoid are dairy products and gluten. So dairy products can certainly fuel the inflammation in our body. So think of, conventional milk, cheese, those kind of products, yogurts, ice cream. If we can avoid those, it will help our body calm those inflammatory conditions down. The next thing would be gluten. So anything that contains wheat, such as bread, cereals, pastas. I mean, there's just an unlimited list that we could talk about with gluten, but just make sure most processed foods are going to have gluten, and we've already talked about trying to avoid those. Then there are 3 supplements that can be very beneficial to help our bodies fight inflammation naturally. And I'm going to show them to you tonight. I actually have them here, and we'll talk about each one individually. First of all, we'll look at core EFAs, essential fatty acids. These are high in omega-3 fats, which we've talked a lot about fat. I mean, Lifestyle Construction is a high-fat, quality, high-fat eating program. And so core EFAs are a great way to get in omega-3s. They've made a lot of news, and a lot of people are familiar with what omega-3s are, at least. It comes from like fish, fatty fish such as salmon and tuna, and some of those kind of fish are very high in omega-3s. So most Americans are deficient in omega-3s, and omega-3s help tone down inflammation naturally in the body. So we need to get more omega-3s. They're protective of our heart. They help support heart health, and they help support joint health, all kind of issues that we think of when we think of inflammation. So omega-3s are a great way to help the body naturally fight it, and this particular product comes from krill oil. And krill oil is the most absorbable form of omega-3s in supplement form that we're aware of. And so we, of course, source it from non-toxic or as non-toxic and heavy metals as we can. And krill is certainly the best way that I know of to do that. Then the second supplement that we talk about is a product called Joint Health. And Joint Health has proteolytic enzymes, eggshell membrane, and some other things that are natural anti-inflammatories. Tremendous for arthritis, tremendous for any kind of inflammatory condition, but most often we recommend this product for the joints, and hence the name, Joint Health. But thirdly, but certainly not last, these are in no particular order, we have a product called Inflamma-Ease, and we have its sister product called Inflamma-Blocks. Inflamma-Ease is a powder form and is the most potent form. Inflamma-Blocks, for those who don't like to mix powders, is a capsule form that can be used. It doesn't have all the ingredients in it that the powder has, just simply because it's hard to fit that much into a capsule that's still a size that we can swallow. Inflamma-Ease or Inflamma-Blocks have natural combinations of anti-inflammatories that are tremendous to help heal the body, especially any kind of gut condition or digestive issues such as reflux or Crohn's or colitis. Any of those things, IBS, this product is tremendous. Tremendous for joint pain also. So these things can be very supportive of our body's ability to fight inflammation and help the body reduce the risk of all the diseases. 125 million of Americans are suffering from these diseases that have inflammation as a root cause. Thanks for watching another episode of the Lifestyle Construction Show. Please remember to share as always, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.